How many times do we hear about diplomacy solving problems only to see the same issues resurface? Well, today we're diving into some of the most persistent global challenges that just won't go away.
And it's not just diplomacy, there's legal battles, infrastructure crises, and even sports controversies making waves. Let's get into it.
Welcome to DeActa Daily Digest. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Juniper. Here are today's top stories.
Let's start with the Middle East, where tensions are as high as ever. British Foreign Secretary Ed Miliband had a phone call with Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar, and it wasn't just pleasantries. They tackled some of the thorniest issues in the region.
That's right. Miliband raised concerns about settler violence and settlement expansion in the West Bank, which are perennial flashpoints. He also pushed for easing restrictions on humanitarian aid into Gaza, which has been a major sticking point for years.
And of course, they couldn't avoid talking about Hamas. There's this proposed 20-point Gaza plan that includes Israeli troop withdrawals and Hamas disarmament. It's ambitious, but how realistic is it?
That's the big question. On one hand, it's encouraging to see these issues being addressed head-on. On the other hand, the region's history shows us how difficult it is to turn plans into action. And then, there's the broader context, like Iran's role in the region.
Speaking of Iran, their gas processing facilities have taken a massive hit. 4 plants in Saluya were damaged during the conflict with Israel and the U.S., cutting their capacity by 95 million cubic meters per day. That's a staggering number.
It really is. And with winter approaching, the timing couldn't be worse. Iran's oil minister Mohsen Paknejad has warned that some of this capacity might remain offline through the winter, which could force them to ration gas supplies.
It's a stark reminder of how interconnected everything is. Energy infrastructure isn't just about keeping the lights on, it's tied to national security, economic stability, and even diplomacy. And yet, it's often one of the first casualties in conflicts like this.
Exactly. And while Iran is scrambling to repair these facilities, they're also dealing with accusations of smuggling waste into Palestinian territories. The Palestinian Authority is trying to shut down an unauthorized landfill near Qalandia, claiming it's being used to bury Israeli waste.
That's such a microcosm of the larger conflict, isn't it? Even something as seemingly mundane as waste management becomes a flashpoint. And then there's the legal front. 4 U.S. human rights organizations are challenging sanctions on the International Criminal Court.
Yes, they're arguing that these sanctions, imposed by the Trump administration, violate both the U.S. Constitution and international law. The sanctions were aimed at ICC personnel investigating alleged war crimes, including cases involving Israeli and U.S. officials.
It's a bold move, but it raises some tough questions about sovereignty and accountability. The U.S. has defended the sanctions as necessary to protect its sovereignty, but critics say they undermine international justice. It's a classic clash of principles.
And it's not the only clash making headlines. Over in the world of sports, FIFA is facing backlash over a failed plan to bring private investors into the World Cup. Gianni Infantino, FIFA's president, is under fire, and Trump has jumped into the fray to defend him.
Of course he has. Infantino's plan involved creating a spin-off company for the World Cup, allowing investors to buy up to 20% of it. The idea was to commercialize the tournament even further, but it backfired spectacularly.
UEFA, CONCACAF, and the Asian Football Confederation all accused Infantino of breaching trust and showing poor judgment. But not everyone's against him. Countries like Argentina, Mexico, and Qatar have voiced their support.
And then there's Trump, who warned FIFA that removing Infantino would be a mistake. He claimed the World Cup would never be as successful or profitable without him. It's a polarizing issue, to say the least.
It really is. And while FIFA deals with its controversies, Nigeria is looking to the future with some ambitious plans for AI technology. They want to shift from being consumers of digital tools to becoming exporters of digital and AI solutions.
That's a bold vision. Dr. Bosun Tijani, Nigeria's Minister of Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy, has outlined a strategy that includes expanding digital infrastructure through Project Bridge. They're also hosting GITEX Nigeria, a major conference on digital innovation.
Lagos is at the center of this transformation. It's already a hub for technology and innovation in Africa, contributing over 30% of Nigeria's GDP. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been vocal about leveraging events like GITEX to solidify Lagos's role as a smart, connected city.
It's exciting to see Nigeria positioning itself as a leader in AI, but they're also aware of the challenges. Kashifu Abdullahi, the head of NITDA, has emphasized the importance of building an AI ecosystem that's secure, inclusive, and governed responsibly.
That's a crucial point. The potential for AI is enormous, but so are the risks. It's not just about deploying the technology, it's about ensuring it's used in ways that benefit everyone, not just a select few.
So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? For me, it's the reminder that progress is never straightforward, whether it's diplomacy in the Middle East, governance in FIFA, or technological innovation in Nigeria. There are always obstacles to overcome.
I couldn't agree more. But it's also a reminder of the resilience and creativity people bring to these challenges. Whether it's repairing infrastructure, pushing for accountability, or building a better future, there's always a reason to stay hopeful.
Well said. And with that, we'll wrap up today's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.